With all of your experience as governor, as a legislator, and as Senate president, what are your views on what to expect from the new governor who has none of that experience?
Well, some would say experience is bad in New Jersey. It's going to be interesting. I'll tell you this. He's one of the more affable persons you'll ever meet. Yeah, he has not served in the legislature, held elective office, so it's a little different from us in New Jersey. You've had governors who did serve. I mean, Corzine had served as a senator, Donnie DeFrancesco as a state senator, Chris Christie as a freeholder, a U.S. attorney. So our history, for the most part, is not like this situation where he's coming from a background that's strictly business, never being an elected official. But some would say that's good.
So in terms of leadership, then, what will you be looking for as members of the legislature?
We're looking for somebody who's wanted to take hold of a really very, very bad situation. Let's be honest, only Illinois is worse financially than us. Our budgets were downgraded by Wall Street 11 times, a record for the state of New Jersey. We're in really bad shape, let's be honest. And the economy's booming. I mean, stock markets are all-time highs and everything else, but yet New Jersey, because of some bad decisions, we're not financially in a great position. So he's got to take hold of that, not blame everybody else for the situation like somebody else did. And it's going to be tough. For example, though, his first budget is due in February. Now, with a new governor, you push that back to March. He has a couple of months to firm up what he wants to do. You know, we had reduced the sales tax previously by 1/8 of a cent. People didn't care either way, but it creates a hole. There's a lot of things he has to do to firm up the budget and live up to some campaign commitments. Now, I would say
there were pretty costly campaign promises.
Yes, but over time, can he do those? Yes. Can he do it right away? That's tough. But just start right away living up to those commitments.
Governor Christie drew a lot of credit for bipartisanship in terms of a number of issues, but in particular with pension reform. Do you expect that from the new governor, given his strong ties to the unions and some of the tough choices that have to be made to balance the budget, which you're talking about, has to be done so soon?
Oh, absolutely. Bipartisan support. When you're right, you're with the governor regardless of party. When you're wrong, it's the same thing. I don't think party should enter into the equation. When I was governor, I got along with Republicans much better than the Democrats. They were never a stumbling block for me because you work with them, you talk to them, you understand them, and you get things done. I never had an issue, never at all. And you know, as opposed to calling people out like we've seen for the last 8 years, demeaning people, you're not going to see that from Mr. Murphy, not at all, not for one iota. But he's going to fight you if he thinks it's the right thing.
What about his strong ties to the unions and the promises that have been made and the budget that has to be balanced?
Promises weren't kept. That's the issue. So you've got to work within the system of what you have monetarily, and at the same time, these promises. Cost of living is gone. That was always promised. We're moving people into 401ks instead of the pension system, which is good. A lot of the things that were done in the last 12 years were good things that were done in terms of not allowing part-time people into the pension system. Never should have been allowed. So those kinds of things will continue.
What's the reality that hits you once you walk through into the governor's office and sit down behind the desk?
Well, I can't say it here.
Yeah, you were governor.
But I didn't exactly prepare for it. You know, I woke up
you
one day.
were thrown into it.
Yeah, I mean, and I didn't know what was going on. And to be honest with you, I wasn't too happy because I knew my life had totally changed and would never be the same, good or bad. Whether I do a good job or a bad job, who knows? So I wasn't thrilled when I found out. As I said, I knew my life has totally changed.
How would you characterize your time as governor in the little over a year that you had? What stood out?
Loved it. What stood out, widening the turnpike, taking down tolls one way, a new stadium for the Jets and the Giants, a smoking ban. I could go on and on.
Best job you ever had?
Oh, without question. Loved every second and every moment of it. So people would say, oh, you should have ran. Well, listen, I'm happy. I've got my niche in history, and I'm proud of it. I loved it, and time to move on, and I'm still in the Senate and still making policy judgments, and I'm all okay with it.
Governor Codey, thank you very much for sharing your views on these interesting topics.
Thank you.